and I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
For all time's sake.
Okay, what up, boo? What's poppin', boo? I'm gonna wait a little moment, wait for people to join. Come on in, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What's happening? That's the hey, hey, hey. Okay, so first what's going on is I had a 35-year clean record, okay? No nothing on my record, okay? A bitch was square, no convictions, no charges, no nothing. All of this shit started, once I tried to go to Atlanta to start over. After, I fell out with my family at the end of 2017, and I'm talking about I fell out with my family, like overheard them trying to set me up to be killed in the condo, all of that. It was shit happening in Chicago at the time where motherfuckers in weird cars was driving past the condo. Motherfuckers parking next to... We had private parking at the condo, and cars I wouldn't recognize would be parked in our parking lot. And just, like, staking out, like, chilling and shit. And I kind of peeped that happening a lot. I'm from Chicago. I don't like when shit ain't normal. And I started peeping that happening a lot. Not only that, I would notice how... I noticed specifically, I went to go visit my godmom a few days before I left Chicago. And I remember talking to her, and we standing on the porch, and I saw, like, this car, like, literally reverse backwards, like, into, like, a spot. Sit, kind of watched, and then reversed away. And I was like, that was odd, right? So shit like that was happening in Chicago. And I took my last little $150 and went to New York, okay? No questions asked, none of that, because I was like, I don't know what the fuck they on, but I don't trust them, and it's too much happening right now. This shit is weird. Being a comedian, right, New York is a place where normally, under regular circumstances, like, you can go and make money and shit, and... I got there, and motherfuckers wasn't fucking with me, okay? Nobody. And it was like, okay. And once again, like, people weren't talking to me as well, and so I kind of had to figure things out. Side note, the day that I went to jail, this was the cards, the tarot cards I posted. I separated them because I wanted to specifically see what they were. I'll get back into the story in a second, but just real quick, the last time I posted, the last time y'all saw me, I was at the airport. And what happened was, I started to make a video, like, before I decided to check in, but, like, I was sitting, the way the airport is at Virgin Islands, the airport is outside, which actually works because with all this corona stuff, motherfuckers can just sit outside and then decide to whatever. But I was sitting outside, I was eating my Subway, and, I did my prayers and all that stuff. I did some meditation, I pulled cards. And I was about to make a video, and I don't regret it, though. It all worked out for good. I'll explain later. That's what this entire video is about. It all worked out for good. I ain't even tripping. But But I started to make a video, and then I was like, well, let me just check in. And then let me get situated in the airport, and once I'm sitting there and I get to my gate, at the time, Aarona fam, I had 2 hours before my flight, okay? So I was like, I can check in and just sit at my gate and do all that shit inside from the airport. What I wasn't counting on was, I checked in for my flight. Okay, fine, that's cool. In the Virgin Islands, you go through customs, even if you're coming back to the States, even though it's a part of the United States. Virgin Islands is not separate. It's a part of the United States. But they make you go through customs, and that's right before security. And so I was like, okay. So I'm standing in line for customs. I didn't even go through security, but all I had was my backpack and my carry-on anyway. The same shit I flew into the Virgin Islands with. And they were like, I was going to show them my ID, but they were like, pull out your passports, it'll make it go faster. I shouldn't have listened to that. I should have just gave them my ID, because I also peeped out people that gave them their ID just kept going. Okay, great. But I pulled out my passport. And then they were like, we need you to go over here. They didn't even tell me why. They was like, we need you to go over here. And I'm like, why? They was like, we don't know. Something came up. And I was like, what came up? They was like, we don't know. They'll tell you. That's exactly the words they used. So then the next thing I know, I got to get out of line. I got to go into the special room for customs. And you can't bring your phones in there. And that's when I was like, yeah, no, I'm not trusting this. That's when I took a picture of the form. That's when I was posting all the shit I was posting, right? Okay. And then they was like, I walked in, they was like, you got to put your phone away. And I was like, why? I was like, why am I in here? And they wouldn't tell me. And that was suspicious. I posted, what the fuck is going on? Oh, somebody cashed at me. That's hilarious. Oh, Team Sagittarius. Shout out to Team Sagittarius. That's beautiful. Okay, for the people who saw my post, the last day I posted before, like, I got locked up or whatever, I said I felt something bad. I posted that in my IG stories. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, but something ain't right. I feel that shit. And I was like, I'm feeling it. I'm like, something is happening right now. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew to trust myself. And I'm glad that I did, because I took the right precautions beforehand. And it was the precautions I took beforehand that made shit way easier. Okay, so I'm at customs. I can't use my phone in there. And what happens is people start making these 50-cent jokes. And I'm just like, really? Like, we're on that still? Like, what the fuck for? Like, what does this have to do with me catching a flight? What does this have to do with any fucking thing? And then it made me go into my own personal anger of, I'm so sick of this motherfucker. Like, I went in my own personal of, like, I fucking hate this guy. Like, and I do. And I was just like, this whole situation was a bunch of bullshit, a waste of my time. I lost 2 years. I went completely broke. I've never fucking been this broke in my entire fucking life. Ever. I left my parents' house at 17 and I wasn't this fucking broke. And I just was like, what the fuck, man? It wasn't even fucking worth it. It was like, at one point, this dude was somebody I really respected. At one point, this dude was like a dream guy. At one point, especially when we first met, but that's how it always worked when you with like narcissists and shit, or anything. Should always be cool in the beginning. It was like, I've been asked this nigga about Daphne. That nigga was like, hell no. Da-da-da-da. I was like, damn, why you like hell no? You know, I've been asked that shit. And then later I found out, oh, he actually married her. It was like, wait. You could have just said that. Like, I already knew they didn't live together. I knew that part. And I also knew what they had wasn't traditional, okay? I knew that. So I was like, all right, well, you know, whatever. You know, we'll see, whatever. Other red flags came up, and he got cussed out. But I saw other bullshit that was happening behind the scenes. And I knew that bullshit was happening because of people's... What's going on? Oh, cute. She said, shout out to Mimi and Mr. King. And she's like, oh, you repping for Team Sag? Girl, I got you. That's hilarious. Sagittarius says y'all better get on down. I love y'all anyway. Y'all know y'all my rising sign. But anyway, there was other bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say. That was happening on the other end, where I was like, people only fucking with him because, like, I'm excited about, like, you know, working with him. I'm excited about meeting him, and those motherfuckers never wanted me to have shit anyway. Outside of him, we gonna get to him in a second. But the other motherfuckers, the people I left in the past on purpose, real shit. I left them in the past on purpose. I was evolving past that scene. I was already bored with LA in 2016 when I went to Cabo. And I said this many times. My story has not changed. When I went to Cabo, and it was a highlight moment for me, celebrate my 10th anniversary in comedy. And to have people that I invited that I fucked with, and all of them had a reason that was good enough for them to not come, to not hang, to not kick it with your girl. It made me go, well, damn, how did I get into a situation where these are my friends? You know what I'm saying? How did I get into a situation where I don't have nobody that's really like, yo, bitch, let's roll? I'm like, I want some motherfuckers around me that's like, yo, bitch, let's roll. There are specific things on my little bucket list that I'm holding out on because I want to do them with people. And there's things I've done with people in the past, and those moments were cool for the moment. But there's a lot of shit around the fam. A lot of shit I do solo dolo because I want to do it. The shit is fun to me, and I can't find nobody to go. Or I can't, you know what I'm saying? There'll always be something. For instance, this is just a sheer general example. I've never been to Napa Valley as long as I've lived in Cali. I've always wanted to go. I love wine. I fucking love wine. It's what I'm a bartender. Fuck that. But my Napa Valley is like a dope ass date. Napa Valley is a cool ass girls trip. You know what I'm saying? And I never got a group of motherfuckers, or at least just two bitches, to be like, yo, bitch, let's go clink up our glasses and go to Napa Valley. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers say, oh man, I gotta work, which is nothing wrong with that. We all have to work. If you're a fucking adult, you have to work. That's a fact of life. But you don't just work to work. You know what I mean? You gotta live too. And there are people who understand that, know that, and they make time for that. And those are the people that I'm gravitating to more. Those are the people that I'm building a new life around. But people who don't think like that were the people I was greatly surrounded by. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be my sisters, whether it be, other friends, there was always something. Oh, I don't have no money. And it's like, well, shit, this is something that'll be cool to do. Just put a little something to the side and let's just make a thing out of it. You know what I mean? Everything costs money. We all gotta work. That's a fact of life. Everybody, me, everybody. Like, what the fuck? But let's do, let's make it a thing. People always make money and set aside money for shit that's important to them. They always set aside, I'm blocking hella comments, by the way. Hold on, pause. They always, can have money for whatever they want to do. Just like motherfuckers buy Jordans all day long. I've never bought a pair of Jordans in my fucking life. The Jordans that I've owned were gifts, and I ended up giving them away. I don't wear Jordans. I don't spend money on Jordans. That's just not my thing, right? I like Converse. That's my little look. That's my little swag. The colorful, the better. All of that. And then I wear shoes that's good to work out in, like running shoes, cross training. And then I put the Dr. Scholl's inserts in them so that my arches feel good. I'm that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare buy Jordans, but I don't knock motherfuckers that buy Jordans. Okay, because it's their right. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do with their money. But people will go and spend money they don't have on Jordans. People will find the money to get Jordans because they're Jordans, because they want some motherfucking Jordans. Regardless of what they make, regardless of where they work, regardless. If they want Jordans, they gonna buy it, even though they some overpriced motherfucking gym shoes. Just like that's a thing, setting aside money to be able to live life and have experiences is a thing. And I really didn't have a bunch of motherfuckers around me that actually make a point to do that. And I've been a person that makes a point to do that all my life. And I'm going to continue to do it. I mean, because a lot of times shit don't even cost as much as you think. And if you tell yourself you can't, you can't. And if you tell yourself you can, you can. And it's really that fucking simple. Like, the minute you tell yourself you can and you just go, all right, cool. Even if you got to save like $2, like, you know what I'm saying? Some shit that you will waste on some bullshit to like stack your little bread up to go do that. You'll start doing that, and then all of a sudden, I'm a comedian, so this is more like, for an example in my life, you know, all of a sudden you get a phone call for a show you wasn't expecting, and bam, there go the money, you know what I mean? Now, you know, however your life works, something like that can happen, you know, in your situation. Like, I don't know, like, just apply it to you, you know what I'm saying? The minute you say you can, you start off putting your little $2 to the side or something, you get an extra shift you wasn't expecting, you know what I'm saying? You get a new client you wasn't expecting, you know, whatever, however it works. But it you know, momentum builds the minute that you declare shit. It's always true in every situation, regardless.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
All time.